Hey everyone, Nephi House here, and we are back with the first part of getting leads from your Facebook profile. In the previous video, I did a little overview of, well, for one thing, why I'm doing this series, and second, kind of the mindset behind it, the whole, um, are you a spider, are you a fox, why you should be both. So today we are going to focus specifically on the first part of this process, building your spider web, otherwise known as the profile funnel. Now, why a profile funnel? And this is something that I wanted to focus on specifically because it doesn't matter how great your profile funnel is if you don't have anywhere to funnel people to. You got to know where it's going. Where are you directing people to your funnel, like a ClickFunnels site or something like that, or a lead magnet? Are you funneling people to your group? I've seen people funneling to their app on the Apple or Android store, their podcast. Personally, I've had the most success with funneling people to a group, and so that's mainly what I'm going to be focusing on. But these same type of principles apply in other scenarios. But the main thing is just like I said, you need to have a place to funnel people to. So there are basically six parts of turning your profile into a funnel. And the first five are basically one-time things. I mean, you can update them, change them as you desire to as you move on. But the first five basically all going to stay the same. The sixth one is ongoing. So we're gonna go over each of these one by one. We've got the cover photo, the big banner, billboard even at the top of your Facebook profile. We've got the profile picture, the little bio underneath. There's a website link and a feature photo. It's a little bit further down on the sidebar. And then we've got the Facebook posts, your content, and naturally that's going to be ongoing. So step one, cover photo. And I'm just going to use my profile as an example here for this. So Um, so when I decided that I wanted to do uh, turn my profile into a funnel, um, it was not too long after I had gone through ClickFunnels One Funnel Away challenge, and one of the biggest things that I learned from that um, is to focus on who, not how. If there's something that you're stuck on, instead of trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? I mean, there's going to be like one or two things that's your main thing that you're going to want to figure out how. But for other things, like I mean, I dabble a little bit with graphic design, but I mean, I did not create this cover photo. Um, I Instead of figuring out how I was going to do it, I hired a person, a who. Specifically, I went on I believe it was freelancer.com. They've got this thing where you can start a contest. So I put in, okay, I want a cover photo. Here's what I want. And people started submitting all these different entries. And um, and so I'd go on and rate them and say what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, and that helped the entries to keep getting better and more along the lines of what I wanted. It also helped me to kind of develop an idea of what I wanted. Um, and so this was the winner. There were a lot of submissions, and this was the winner. Um, so yeah, so you want to So one of the big things, especially for a kind of picky person like me, it can take a little bit of adjusting to make it show like this. And Because like I've seen some people have got a great looking cover photo for that's directing people into their funnel, but um, it's like half of it isn't even visible, or the words are too small and whatnot. So don't worry too much about getting that perfect. I mean, you want to have it be good, but like Facebook changes its layout and whatnot all the time. So it's one of those things where done is better than perfect. So, so what I like, the recommendation that I've heard that I really like, as you can see here, is to have a button, like a physical looking button for people to click on. Um, So naturally, when they click on it, it's not actually going to take them directly to the group. And that's where the next step comes along. So when you press on this cover photo or you click on it, depending on what device you're on, it pulls up this description. And here I talk a little about, okay, here's my awesome group, here's some things about it, and you can request access here. And then I took the link to the Facebook group and put it right there. And what you'll want to do once you get these things set up, just go ahead and test them really quickly. Um, Preferably if you can test it from like somebody else's account. Like, I mean, it's easy for me with my wife here. I just go on hers to test mine, make sure it works out well. Um, but yeah, it's just always good to not only have it in place, but know that it works. I've seen several people where they've got a great cover photo, and it says click here to get access, and you click and it's like, okay, there's no link. I don't know where this is supposed to go. So you want to be sure that you do include that in the description. And next up, step 2 is the profile picture. So I'm going to start with a few things that you don't want to do for a profile picture, and then we'll narrow down to what to do. Um, So a lot of people will have a picture of like a flower or their cat or their dog or like a dollar sign or something. Um, I guess to back up a little bit, the profile picture, you want people to look at your profile picture, at least your target audience. You want them to look at your profile picture and like see you happy and smiling and looking like someone they want to talk to, someone they want to follow. Um, so, for one thing, you want to have a picture of yourself and not a picture of something else. Um, and the recommendation that I've heard that I really like and that I've exemplified here is a headshot. Not like a full body shot or you with other people. I know for me, when I see people's profile picture and it has other people in there, like I don't have no idea which person in the picture is them, and that can get kind of awkward and interesting. Um, so yeah, so that would be my recommendation would be have your face smiling. And just to give you a little background on that, because I know some people are not comfortable with their smiling face picture. And to let you in on a little secret here, I'm not either, or at least I haven't been in the past, but I've kind of gotten used to it. Kind of stems back a little bit to back in junior high in seventh grade. A friend of mine, one time, I'm sure he was teasing, but I didn't take it as teasing at the time. One of my friends told me that I smile too much. And I took that personally, and I kind of stopped smiling. Like I made it like obviously like if I'm laughing or something, I'm still smiling. But like ever since then, like any class pictures or anything, I wasn't smiling. I was much to the photographer's dismay. And like I'd like be embarrassed to have my smiling face picture taken. I just was kind of embarrassed by it. Um, but and it's taken me a while to actually be okay with that again. Um, So yeah, I would recommend like, and if you're not comfortable with that, I would recommend highly that you work on becoming comfortable with it. And um, like there's this phrase called like the whole fake it till you make it. I feel like there's some places where it's great to fake it till you make it, and some places that it's not. Um, I think this is a great place to fake it till you make it. If you're not comfortable or don't like your smile or whatever, just do it anyway and fake it. You'll eventually make it. Um, I The kind of fake it till you make it that I don't agree with is things like renting a Lamborghini to take a picture with and say, "Hey, look at my awesome Lamborghini," or like going in front of somebody else's mansion and taking a picture of that and claiming that it's yours. That is not the proper way to fake it till you make it. So that is the profile picture. Okay, and then bio. Oh, and one more thing on the profile picture. Mine was professionally done at a photo studio, but when I first put together my profile funnel, I just took a picture with my phone camera. I think it had like a wooden background. I know some people probably like wood backgrounds. I'm not a fan of them, but it worked. Like honestly, it might have even been like my bathroom door as the background. So that's not super important. I mean, I happened to go get family photos done. I'm like, hey, can you take an individual shot of me that I can use for like marketing purposes? Um, but yeah, that's definitely not essential to have it be a professional photo. Okay, so step three that we are on here is the bio, that little snippet of text. Um, and so what you want to have here, um, I actually just literally changed mine again right before this video because I'm like, oh, huh, I'm teaching about bio and I'm not actually following my own advice at the moment. So let's go ahead and change that. So I went ahead and changed it to more along the lines of what I'd recommend, which is something like I teach whoever how to do certain certain thing. You can say click the link below to learn how, join my group below to learn how, um, just something like that. Um, and you can, if you have like a very specific niche thing that you do, then I would definitely specify that if you're able to figure out how you can specify that within those limited amounts of words. Like, and by like super specific niche, I mean something like there's a guy that I've encountered on Facebook that he specifically um, does something with people's funnels to make them ADA compliant, I believe it's called. Like basically makes it so that people's funnels can work for people that are deaf, that are blind, those disabilities that they need um, things specially made so that they're usable. And that is a very specific niche. um, so yeah, with something like that, I'd be as specific as possible. So that's bio. Yeah, so the key thing there, like I'm like a little hand pointing down. I do have a link there. So you just want to be sure that everything kind of lines up. If you say join my group below, you want to actually have a link below. Right there. Yep. And while we're on here, where we see a little more of my profile funnel, you'll note on the left there we've got the intro, the bio. I guess maybe they call it intro now instead of bio. I don't know. Facebook changes things all the time. So um, I used to have a lot more things on the sidebar there. I don't remember exactly what, but sometimes on Facebook I'll see people where they've got like this huge list of things there on the sidebar. I would recommend cleaning that up significantly. As you see here, like the only thing that is not like specifically part of my profile funnel here is that I'm married to Marina, my wife. and I kind of feel like my wife and my family is part of my brand. So I specifically chose to include that. But other than that, I've got my link. I got the bio. Okay, it does say bio there. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and get that cleaned up. Um, you don't need to show the past 10 places that you've worked in your life, all your different interests. Just keep it nice and simple, straight to the point. Step 5, we have the feature photo. Right below that link, we got the feature photo. And you'll want to have that be reasonably congruent with the cover photo. So have it have kind of the same theme there. Um, so I've got the little arrows pointing to click the link above to join my free Facebook group. Um, and I want to make it a little easier on that. So I went ahead and when you click into that feature photo in the description, I believe I have it exactly the same as I do in my cover photo. So there's two ways. You can click link above, or if you don't follow the instructions and you press the feature photo, that'll still take you there. And step 6. So now that we've gone through those first 5, those are basically one and done type of things, as I was saying earlier. You got that's your spider web, so to speak. Um, you've spun. And then we get on to Facebook posts, which are the ongoing things. And honestly, um, the profile funnel itself, like those first 5 steps, yes, you need to have them, but what's really going to help to fuel that, aside from like adding friends and things like that that we'll go over later, um, your content, your Facebook posts, posting regularly and posting specific strategic things, um, that is going to kind of um, direct people to your profile funnel, get people interested in clicking on your website link and whatnot, and help build uh, the whole know, like, and trust factor. You want people to know you, like you, and trust you. So there's a little formula for Facebook post content. Um, you want to have results be like 20% or less of what you're posting. And when I say results, I mean things like I helped this person, or here's a testimonial from a client, or here's this screenshot of earnings. Um, but just keep in mind, you want to be tactful with how you post results. It's easy to come off as like bragging and arrogant, and things that don't really attract people to you if you're not careful with how you post the results. My personal preference is to have it be more of like a kind of a value story post, like talk about how, like share your story and how you struggled and um, how you learned all these things along the way and you were able to earn this money online and it felt so awesome, whatever. But just like if you can turn that into a story that people can relate to, I think that helps a ton. But I mean, while you don't want to come off as like bragging or arrogant, at the same time, you don't want to have your post like totally devoid of results, because that can having those results can help to build that trust. So most of your posts you want to be value posts. And value is a term that gets thrown around a lot, and it usually doesn't really have much of a description with it, um, which has been really bothersome for me. But what I've come to find with value, for one thing, it kind of like what is valuable depends on your audience, the friends on your friends list, things like that. Um, But if you can help people to see something in a different way, if you can help people to be inspired, to feel like they relate to you, um, and occasionally like maybe doing kind of a step by step on how to do something. Um, yeah, value, it's like it's an important thing, but at the same time, it's can be really vague as to what exactly it means. Um, but yeah, just try and provide things that are valuable to your audience where they're at in their journey. And then the other post type is lifestyle. And once again, it's one of those areas, don't fake it. Um, I mean, by lifestyle, I just simply mean what is your lifestyle, like letting people into your life. Um, and there's various ways of doing that. And one of the things that I've found beneficial with posting on Facebook is to include pictures, like not just like some sort of stock photos off the internet, but like pictures of you. Maybe try out different facial expressions for different posts. I try to have fun with this. Done a couple of posts where I was like using a banana as a phone, like a banana phone. I thought that would kind of add some humor. Um, just taking a, I just done a variety of different pictures along with those, and those doing pictures kind of because so people have your profile picture that they can look at and kind of get an idea of who you are, as long as you don't have your cat as your profile picture. But putting like stories and your picture again in posts, like people can see different sides of you and feel more like they relate to you. So yeah, so I would recommend to focus on storytelling specifically and improving your storytelling. Um, and with that, I would say just go ahead and get started. Like when I started with storytelling on Facebook, I did not feel like I was good at storytelling. I'm like, I'm just gonna practice this. It's probably gonna suck. Um, I was really surprised to have people react well. Um, like I didn't think I was that uh, telling that great of stories, but other people, I, I sharing it helped me to realize that I was better at it than I thought. But at the same time, I feel like I still have a long way to go. But that's why, like, you're focusing on practicing. You're not like working on it until you get it right and then you'll do it. Just start telling your story. Start telling stories. Um, and I wanted to go off on a little bit of a tangent with that because I feel like it's really important. Um, so um, there's this story about this class, a pottery class, where the teacher decided to do an experiment. They divided the class into two halves, and one half, they said, okay, so your assignment for you have one assignment for the whole semester, one thing to work on, and that is making the best pot that you can make. Just one pot. That was the assignment for half of the class. The other half of the class was given the assignment of making as many pots as they could make. Like, not even making them good, just making them. Just making as many pots as they could throughout the semester. And that's what they were graded on or whatever. And when it came to the end of the semester, and this is probably going to be surprising for some people, maybe not so much for others. Um, who do you think at the end came out with a better pot? The person who focused on one pot the whole time, making it as best as they could, or the people who focused solely on quantity. The people that came out with the best pot, with the best skills of pot making, were those that were just focused on making more and more pots. A lot of people talk about quantity versus quality and how you want to focus on quality. Um, my viewpoint on that is a little different because, from my experience and from what I've seen from others, I believe that quantity is the way to develop quality. Yes, you want to think about quality and be working on that, but the bigger issue is just do it and keep doing it. Build that quantity because you'll that's how you gain the skills. Um, by doing it over and over again, not worrying about if you fail, if you succeed, just keep going and you'll get better over time. So, um, and that's of course an example of the whole value thing that you want to do in posts. But yeah, I mean, don't worry, don't worry about it too much at first. Just focus on posting regularly and it will improve. Okay, okay, one more thing here. So this is step 7, which was not mentioned on the overview. Step 7 is the shortcuts, which is the only true shortcut in life, which is to do the work required to get the results that you want. It's easy to, especially with that little mantra that goes around, work smarter, not harder, work smarter, not harder. Um, I feel like that's kind of along those same lines as the quantity versus quality. Hard work is super important. And yes, you want to be smart about it, but really, like it says here, when it comes down to it, the only true shortcut in life is to do the work required to get the results you want. And so basically, the point of me saying that is to go ahead and go get it done. You can rewind through this video to the different segments. Um, and yeah, go ahead and put together your profile funnel. If you have any, please, any feedback, any questions, anything like that, go ahead. Um, there should be a comment section below the video here. I totally welcome any feedback. Um, just like I'm recommending here, I'm going ahead and just getting things done, just doing it. I figure it'll improve over time. I hope I've been able to provide a lot of value, but definitely, yeah, I'd love to hear feedback on anything you think I missed, just anything that could improve this training for you going forward. Any questions you have, anything like that. And with that, I'm going to conclude this video. We'll be doing another one here shortly in this series. But for now, go ahead and get that profile done, get that web spun, and we'll continue from there.